As we do each and every Friday, I have a list of players that you can buy right now that should improve your MUT 26 squad and also save some coin in the long run due to the most feared market crash for a second week in a row. There's some really good options out there. Let's jump on into it. Yo! What's going on, everybody? It's Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden 26 Ultimate Team video. Again, in today's video, we're going to be covering the best players to buy right now due to week number 2 of the most feared market crash. A lot of cards to go over, so let's just go ahead and jump right on into it. And guess who has made the list yet again at quarterback? Case Keenum. Unreal Moments card. He's down to about 160k. I've had this card in this video for the last 3 or 4 Fridays now, and he's normally around 200k, down now to 160. Overall, it just feels like there's a big void in the quarterback market. We did get a brand new card yesterday that kind of impacted the pricing on some of these other quarterbacks out there, but even though Case Keenum only has that 82 speed, good throw power at 89, short throw 86, mid 87, deep throw accuracy is going to be 90, but most importantly, he's going to get Gunslinger for 4 AP. That's why a lot of people like this card. And then on top of that, you can either go Pocket Deadeye for 6, a total of 10 AP. Spent on one player is a little bit much if you ask me, but people are doing it. And instead of Pocket Deadeye, the other option is go with the combination of Gunslinger for 4 and QB Playmaker for 3. Overall, though, for the price, everything you're getting, ability, all of that, really good card. Aaron Rodgers, also from the same promo with the same ability setups, has gotten a lot cheaper. Crazy to think at one point this card went for 2 million coins. He's all the way down to about 340,000 coins. Packers, Steelers have pretty good theme teams in the game right now. He's not very fast. 79 speed obviously is extremely slow, but you're also going to get that 89 throw power, short throw 88, mid 86, deep 89, and he's going to give you the Gunslinger QB Playmaker combination or Gunslinger Pocket Deadeye. But also with Aaron Rodgers, he just has a natural throwing motion that gets the ball out pretty quick, so that's why a lot of people do like this card. And now that he's fairly inexpensive, you can go after it. One cheaper option that we haven't really mentioned over the last couple weeks, but probably should have, is going to be Team Builder Drake May, 88 overall quarterback, down to about 110,000 coins. He is not going to get Gunslinger, but he does get Pocket Deadeye for 6 AP, which I think is probably one of the best abilities in the game at the quarterback position. He's kind of in the middle of the pack for almost everything. You know, 85 speed is really good, faster than the 2 quarterbacks we just looked at. 88 throw power is solid, not great. 90 short throw is great, and then the mid at 85, deep at 84, but for 110k, pretty good value. But I do think, aside from the Cam Newton Collector Series card, QB1 right now that a lot of people are going to have on their field is most feared Lamar Jackson. So in this video, I like to stick to cards that are about 400k and under, with some exceptions. Lamar is 500k, but it is also the most important position on your entire MUT team. So if you want to drop the 500k on this card, I would not blame you. He's the fastest quarterback in the game with the stock 90 speed between most feared theme team, most feared strategy item. If you add a Ravens theme team in the mix, in the crystal cards, I mean, you could have people out there with a 95 speed Lamar Jackson early in the year. It's going to be a headache to deal with. Same thing with the boost. You can get him up, because I have him on my main account, up to 91, 92 throw power. The accuracies are pretty good out there. And also keep in mind, even though he costs 500k, I put out a video yesterday, actually 2 of them on this. You can get this card for free technically. If you grind the head-to-head and CPU events to earn candy currency, there's other methods that you can play other game modes. Go check out a bunch of my videos from yesterday. It covers it in more detail. But you can save up enough candy for free without spending coin or money and essentially get this card for free if you want. When it comes to budget options at the running back position, I don't think there's really any other choices outside of the Unreal Moments Saquon Barkley. He's down to about 200,000 coins. You're getting stock 89 speed. Eric Dickerson came out this week with 90 speed, but he's also 750,000 coins, so you're only -1 in that department. And with Saquon, with this card specifically, of course, if you're going to put him on the roster and you do have the crystal card, that's not going to be allowed there. So this is really for those those of you that are looking for a running back, don't want to spend a lot of coin, but also don't have any of the crystal cards in your lineup, for 200K, 89 speed, 88 acceleration, agility, carry, the break tackles at 89, change of direction 86, juke move is really good at 91. The only thing he lacks is trucking, but I'll say it all the time, there's just not many people out there that are actually using the truck animation, so I don't think that rating being very low is a big deal. And as far as abilities go, he can get evasive, but I usually like to use human joystick on this card for 2 AP. Don't know how much of a difference it actually makes, but that's what I have equipped on him, and he's been pretty good for me so far. When we were talking about the Lamar Jackson card, I did mention that I like to keep the cards at about 400K or less in this video every week, but Randy Moss is certainly an exception from the Most Feared promo, and again, this is another card potentially that you could earn for free if you save up enough candy and head on over to the candy store and buy the B&D pack. But even at 450,000 coins, and I think yesterday he was in the lower 400K range, he's still going to be worth it. I mean, I think he's the best wide receiver in the game, again, with the exception of maybe the ranked Malik Neighbors that came out. That's like 10 million coins, might even be more than that. But you're getting a 6'4" wide receiver with stock 90 speed, 91 jumping, and going back to the speed, again, Most Feared strategy item gets him to 91 speed, Most Feared theme team gets him to 92. You mix in the crystal cards and the fact that he does get 49ers and Raiders chem, two of the better theme teams in the game. There are people out there with this card at 94, 95 speed, which is insane, but even at 91, 92 speed, he has been very good for me. Great catch rating at 90, short route running 86, mid 88, and then the deep route running at 90. The one great thing about this card prior to the patch on Wednesday in Season 3 going live is that he did get spin cycle for 2 AP, which he still does, but with that ability, we're getting the really good spin move because he's 6'4" or higher. They did nerf that, doesn't make him any less better. In fact, you can now rock him without any abilities at all, but he is definitely the best, especially when you factor in the cost, the best wide receiver in the game. If you want some cheaper options out there, you're going to lose height, but you got Unreal Moments, Odell Beckham Jr. Giants and Ram theme teams aren't half bad with this card. 5'11", 89 speed. You can play him in the slot. He could probably play outside as well, but shorter receivers I tend to like to play as a slot receiver. Stock 89 speed, 88 catching traffic 89, spec catch 91, and then the short and mid route running are going to be at 87, deep route running at 90. At this point, I don't feel like there's really any abilities necessary for wide receivers now that spin cycle has been nerfed, so you can just throw him on the field without any. And then one additional option, and by the way, Odell Beckham goes for about 215K. For 270,000 coins, you have another Unreal Moments wide receiver in Deshaun Jackson, an inch shorter at 5'10", but the same speed at 89. He's going to give you 89 catching. His catch and traffic and spec catch aren't as good, but you got the 85 plus on the short, mid, and deep route running, so it's 85, 87, 90 in that order. And I use this phrase a lot when it comes to the Collector Series Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie and the amount of theme teams that he gets. Well, Deshaun Jackson is in the same boat. He gets 6 out of the 30 NFL theme teams in the game, so he represents 20% of the NFL when it comes to building a theme team. And I think most importantly, he's going to get Eagles and Raiders, which have two of probably the top 3 to 5 theme teams in the entire game, with the Raiders being number 1. So for 270K, he was very, very good for me. He's CB, our wide receiver 4 now on my team. I couldn't get rid of him, but I did replace him with the brand new Team of the Week, Devontae Smith, who is probably a similar card, just a little bit taller. But overall, Deshaun for that price, definitely worth the pickup. One final card on offense, it's been kind of a roller coaster for his price point, is Tyler Warren from the Collector Series program. So initially he started off fairly expensive, got a little bit cheap, got down to about 250K, and then earlier this week, due to the Mythic Collector Series set that can net you a 90 overall former LTD Collector Series card of your choice, because you need every single season to a Collector Series card, he shot all the way up to high 300K range. I saw him as high as 400,000 coins. Well, he is finally settling back down, and according to Mutt.gg, this Collector Series Tyler Warren is about 250K. The reason this card is so good, and to me probably still the best tight end in the game, with the exception of the LTD Vernon Davis, is that he's 6'6", he gives you tremendous height, 86 speed, one of the fastest tight ends in the entire game. The route running and catching is great. Short route running 90, mid 87. You got 90 spec catch and catch in traffic, regular catch being 88. Like, all of that's good. He's a great vertical threat tight end. You can throw him the ball. He's a receiving threat. But then you throw in the 87 run block, and he's just more than one-dimensional out there. And the 87 run block, in some instances, is better than what you're going to see on some offensive linemen out there. So just adding in that extra threat and allowing you to run the ball when he's on the field and just kind of have that security that he should hold some run blocks for you. Maybe not every single time because of the 78 strength, but just knowing that he has that is really nice. And for $250K, and if you can get him under that, that's going to be better. $250K or less, really, really good pickup at the tight end position. Now over to defense, we start with right and left edge. At right edge, we have legend Jason Taylor. This card came out this past Saturday, and initially, when he came out, he was about $550, $600K, and rightfully so, but he's all the way down now to about $390. Still a little bit high in price than I would like for you guys to be paying for cards recommended in this video. Again, we keep him under $400, but he's one of the fastest edge players in the game with the 86 speed, and then you still got 89 acceleration, 85 tackle, 86 block shed, speed rusher archetype, but he should be good against the run with those attributes. And then you still have 93 finesse move, but I think more importantly than all, we're going to talk about this ability for a few players in a row here. He's going to give you double or nothing for 3 AP. So you get a lot of speed, a lot of acceleration, good block shed and finesse move, solid tackle, 390K, but also the best pass rush ability in the game, 3 AP, double or nothing. And same thing's going to apply for Trayvon Walker on the left side. All around, not as good attribute-wise, but he's only 45,000 coins. You're still getting 86 speeds here, 88 acceleration, tackle 85. He does lack the block shed and finesse move, but you do get an 87 power move. But again, more importantly, for only 45K, you're getting double or nothing on the field with some good speed out there. Really good budget, inexpensive left edge, and you can always use him as a backup and substitute him in occasionally just to mix up your pass rush. You might not want to allocate 3 AP to a non-starter on defense, but if he is going to start for you because you're on a super budget, make sure you put that ability on. In the middle of your defensive line, we did a video earlier this week on the very best defensive tackles in the game. I could make a case that Vita Vea, if you factor in pricing, is going to be number one at his position. He's down to about 300K. If you look at all of the defensive tackles in the game, they're capped right now at about 80 speed. For 347 pounds to be at 78 speed is insane. You got 84 acceleration, but then you also have 90 strength, 92 block shed, 93 power move, 86 finesse move. There's not really a flaw in this card, and for 300K and the fact that he gets double or nothing for 3 AP, he also gets inside stuff if you want it, but right now for pass rush and stopping the run, double or nothing is the move. I just think for all of the attributes, the ability, the price, and the fact that he could probably hold down the middle of that defensive line for at least a month, if not longer, he is going to be worth the coin if you need to address that position. As far as like linebackers in the game, sub-linebackers, users in general, there's a lot of free options out there. So when you look across the landscape of the cards you might want to buy, there's not a ton of options, but there are 2 really good cards. The first one being Unreal Moments Luke Kuechly, 89 overall Mike linebacker. If you sort all of the linebackers, Sam, Will, and Mike, by speed, he's up there as one of the very fastest in the game. 6'3" with the 87 speed and 87 acceleration. He's good against the run, 88 tackle, 86 block shed, 85 strength, and then you're also going to get great hit power at 85, and zone coverage is pretty average, or pretty good, I should say, for a linebacker at 83. His man coverage is not very good, but if you want to use this card, if you want to drop him back in the zone and let the AI control him, I think he's going to be great either way there. And when you factor in the price, only about 170K, I think back to having this card on my No Money Spent account where I dropped about 400K on him. Just goes to show you how good cards get really cheap really fast. This is still a very, very viable option at Mike linebacker if you need a user or just another linebacker to get out down the field. Same thing with Collector Series Foyesade Aluakin. His card did go up in price a little bit. Same situation as Tyler Warren. He didn't get as high as 400K, but you got another good user and player that you can let go back back in coverage, a will linebacker in this situation, 6'2", with 87 speed, 88 acceleration. He is also going to be good against the run, 89 tackle, 88 block shed. The coverages are extremely good. You got 90 zone, which is going to be better on this card than it is on some defensive backs at safety and cornerback. And then along with that 90 zone, you have 80 man coverage, and he's down to about 210,000 coins. So you got a nice combo of linebackers there between Aluakin and Luke Kuechly if you need users and guys to let the AI control. Tons of budget options at the cornerback position. We've talked about building a most feared theme team this video and also the most feared strategy item. So when you take a look at the hero level cards like Jahdae Barron at cornerback, he is only 5'11", so you're losing some height there, but you can easily get him to 90, 91 speed without even a Broncos theme team. 88 acceleration, 89 agility. He does lack man coverage and press, so this is really going to be only used for a zone type of scheme, but he does have good zone at 87. He goes for about 115K. Same price point as Will Johnson, who's another hero from the Most Feared promo with stock 89 speed. This card, though, taller at 6'2", and again, pretty easy for you guys to get him to 90, 91 speed right now with 90 acceleration, 83 man coverage, still a little bit low there, but the zone coverage is good at 87. His press also is low. And speaking of budget cornerbacks, this card has been in the video since I think the first one we did all year, and he will continue to be until we get commonly get 90 speed cornerbacks. It's going to be game time cornerback Travis Hunter, who's playing a lot more wide receiver IRL right now, but the beauty of this card, which is only 80,000 coins, you can play him at wide receiver and cornerback on the same roster. So you're getting, a corner for 40K and a wide receiver 40K. If you just recently got the game and you're struggling to build up the team and you don't have a lot of coin, he is definitely worth the 80,000 coins. Ranks up there still to this day as one of the fastest corners in the game. 6'1", 89 speed, 85 man coverage, 85 zone. His press is low. He does get a good jump rating, which can be key to getting up there and getting interceptions and getting good animations. His play rec and press are a little bit low, but again, it's 80,000 coins. You can't expect the very best card in the game. And he also, at this point, if you're on a budget, would make a really good CB3 or even CB4. And that's not it for the cornerback position. We talked about Deshaun Jackson earlier. Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie from the Collector Series program does get 6 different theme teams, again, including teams like the Raiders and the Eagles, 2 of the best theme teams in the game right now. DRC now down to about 180,000 coins, 6'2", stock 88 speed. You can definitely get that to 89, 90 on the theme teams there. Balanced coverages, 87 on the man, 87 zone. He does have a good press rating at 88. Same thing with his agility, jumping and acceleration at 90. His play rec is low at 83, but using this card, not only on my main account, but also my No Money Spent account, I never really noticed a difference, so I don't think you're going to either with that low play rec. And again, for 180K, he fits a bunch of theme teams. Prime position here, certainly worth the coin. One final recommended cornerback is going to be Team of the Week Kool-Aid McKinstry. Didn't have a lot of time with this card. I did have him on my team, my main team, for about a week or so, but I did sell him off recently. But he's down to about 230K. If you play a lot of man coverage, this one's for you, especially as like a slot defender. 6 foot tall, 88 speed, 90 acceleration, 92 man coverage. Definitely one of the highest man coverage base ratings in the game. And then you mix that in with 94 press. He can play a little zone as well. He's just going to excel in man coverage because of the man coverage rating in the press. But 85 zone isn't half bad either. At free safety, I am happy to say, and some of you might be not in this boat watching the video, unfortunately, but I think most of you, the majority of you, did get granted your MCS Tristan McCullum, which is going to be the best free safety in the game because he's free, and he gets all 32 team chems. 6'3", 89 speed, 88 tackle, 89 man coverage, 83 zone. The hit power is low, but I don't think that's a concern. I mean, at the end of the day, he's a really good free card. If you never got him and you believe you should have, if you did have Twitch drop set up and he was not granted to you, you can always try Twitch support or help.ea.com. If that still doesn't work, you have a couple other good free options. You go back to Brian Cook from the Unreal Moments promo. He's not going to get all 32 team chems, but he's 6'1", 88 speed, 90 zone coverage. You can see I have him on my No Money Spent account, though he's going to get replaced in today's episode. And if this card doesn't work for you, of course, with Season 3 going live, you have that Jesse Bates upgradable card as well. At strong safety, you got Team of the Week Deshaun Elliott. He makes this video yet again for another week. I think this is an extremely good value card. As of right now, down to about 290K. Steelers have a really good theme team, so you can get them up to 89, 90, 91 speed, depending on if you have crystals or not. But I'll say it every week with this one, really versatile at the safety position, because if you want to play him as a sub linebacker and user him, I think 6'1" height is pretty good, 88 speed acceleration as well, 92 tackle, 88 man coverage, 91 zone, 87 hit power. So you got really good acceleration, speed, tackle, hit power for the sub linebacker situation. But if you play him up top, you got 88 man, 91 zone, really good coverage ratings. And because you can play him in two different spots here, that also could give him some longevity on your roster if you decide to go out and get him. And that's it. Those are the very best pickups to be making right now with the market down a little bit. We'll continue to monitor it, and every single Friday, check back on my channel for another updated video just like this one, going over the very best players to pick up. Let me know who you picked up after watching this video. Leave it in the comment section, and thank you for watching. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.